This is Gene and I'm back with another video. I was not expecting to make another video so soon, or about Eric July in this case, but apparently a individual who was calling themselves Clippa or Clippaverse has just been arrested for apparently stalking Eric, and I just wanted to sort of give my brief thoughts on that. Now, I want to be transparent and fully open. I'm not in any way going to try to claim to have some sort of neutrality here. I don't. As you can see, I purchased ISOM. I've been subscribed to Eric's channel, his YouTube channel, for several years, back when he was still doing more, political stuff, and he was, doing videos on comics and whatnot. I subscribed to his channel mainly because of the shared love of comics. With all due respect to him, I do not share his political views, right? I'm apolitical and have been since my college years. He, last I checked at the very least, is an anarcho-capitalist. And you may get an RJ sighting. Hi, RJ! Hi! But the reason I'm making this video, and I want to be clear, I've purchased ISOM. Thus far, I have purchased ISOM 1. I skipped 2 because Ethan Van Sciver, I believe, worked on that one. I think he did the cover for it, and anybody who's followed me for a while knows that Ethan and I don't get along. But I then decided to recently purchase Yaira #1 by the Soska sisters. Waiting on its delivery. I hope it comes soon. And the sort of like fanzine that he had with that also, with the character of Salvage, I think it is. Look, you draw a handsome black man in a suit, and I'm there. It's basically it. But so just to be clear about sort of my history with sort of like Eric's content and sort of where I stand with him, right? I don't agree with him on everything, but he is someone who does make content I generally enjoy, although unfortunately I haven't had a chance to read ISOM yet, because I haven't had a chance to read anything yet. Life has been crazy. Now, just so people are clear, like anyone else, I may at times follow people or support people you don't like, right? I know Eric is a very controversial figure. He has been for as long as I've been aware of him and followed his content. Before he was making comic books, and certainly now that he is, competitor who's doing well is always going to catch some hate, right? But I also follow others like Clownfish TV, Iconic Comics, Doug Ernst, and I have some of their works too. And I understand that these people are controversial to certain groups of people or certain individuals, and I want to be clear. The purpose of this video, or of any video that I make, is not to necessarily try to get you on the hype train of a particular creator. It's just to express my opinion on something that's going on. I'm going to follow people you like, I'm going to follow people you don't like, and vice versa. And I think that so long as we can respect that, that's cool. You don't have to agree with me or everything I say, or like the people I like, or dislike the people I don't like, to get along. I think so long as we're respectful, we can get along with each other, even in the areas where we differ, such as in creators and what they make. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because a very disturbed individual who's been around for a while, because there is really a hate mob against Eric. Now, who leads the hate mob or why it exists, who knows, but there are definitely more than a few fairly prominent content creators, oftentimes competition, led by a certain frog. But anyway, Eric and the Frog had a very public falling out a while back. But one of these sort of individuals who was, let's say, not a fan of Eric, was this guy who called himself Clippa or Clippaverse. And he did very disturbing things, like going to Eric's business, the actual, Rippaverse warehouses in Texas, unannounced, and for no reason, for no business reason. And apparently he literally went to the grave of either Eric's grandfather or his great-granddad, and apparently, from what I've read, literally urinated on it. And I guess other things to get attention, or, prove, I can find you in real life too. Or this other very disturbing behavior, and that's why I'm making this video, because this is an example. This man's actions, right? Again, going to Eric's real life business when not having any business reason to be there, right? Going to things like a family plot, right? And deciding to desecrate the grave of one of his family members, right? It's clearly disturbing behavior, and it goes beyond internet beef, internet blood sports, right? I have withdrawn a lot in the past few years from internet blood sports. I do not follow or participate in them nearly as much as I once have. In fact, recently, I've literally taken Twitter off of my phone, and it's given me a lot of peace. But when people take it too damn far, when they go from the realm of just taking shots or acting cringe or starting beef online to now doing legitimately disturbing things in real life, that's when I feel a need to say something. And maybe I'm getting to this a bit late, because I know that Clippa apparently did the things I described, I think well over a year ago. But apparently now he's been arrested, or Eric July had him arrested, which I can't blame him for, right? When somebody consistently oversteps the boundaries and starts borderline stalking you, in my opinion, in real life, turning up in places they have no reason to be, places that are connected to you and your family, or your business, which is also connected to your family, right? Just to what? Prove a point? It's disturbing. And there was an individual I was interacting with online. They were like, well, what happened to pull up? What happened to confrontation? It's like, pull up can mean confrontation. And confrontation can be a lot of different things. Confrontation doesn't always have to necessarily be a knockdown, drag-out fight. If you want confrontation, it happens all the time. It's called internet sports. People tweet and retweet, and they subtweet, and they private message, and then they drop DMs and all this other BS, which annoys me these days, because most individuals involved in it are not interesting enough or good looking enough to be doing all that. But that is sort of like acceptable, sort of like, I'm not saying it's a good thing that it's acceptable conduct, but it more or less is. It's understood on the internet, especially if you're sort of, fighting for the same audience, or, again, going up against competition that's in your field, right? Eric is competing now with other indie creators, or certain creators that were once mainstream who then went indie, and they had a falling out, so it's kind of expected. It's annoying, which is why I don't follow it too much anymore, but it's expected. But even Eric's, fiercest detractors or competitors, or, right, usually don't make it a point to roll up to his actual business or to a family member's grave, or other places where that are connected to him or related to him in real life. Even the ones that I absolutely despise understand that that's a no-no, right? That's going well beyond the boundaries of acceptable behavior, right? It's like in war, you have the rules of combat, right? The rules of engagement. Even people I absolutely despise understand that rolling up into a person's real life, rolling up to their business, family places, right? And doing so intentionally. It's not like, oh, you happen to be in the same place. It's when you do it intentionally. Even the people I most despise understand that you just shouldn't do that. That you are definitely going beyond the rules of engagement. When you start doing illegal things, like, more or less, in my opinion, stalking a guy, and it's enough to get you arrested, you have indeed taken it too far. In the end, Eric is an entertainer. Okay? Whether it's through his YouTube, whether it's through his comics, he's an entertainer. If you don't like his entertainment, you don't like his brand, you don't like his values that he has publicly shared, that's fine. I'm not here to, preach the gospel of Eric July. But there's a difference between saying, okay, I don't like this guy, I'm going to, say that I don't like his work, or I don't like this guy and I'm just going to ignore him, right? There's a difference between all that and going, I don't like this guy and I want attention, or you want his attention, so I'm going to, do what I can to sort of rile him up in the real world, which is very stupid because that could have worse consequences than just getting arrested in the real world, especially in a place like Texas, where let's say they don't have the same stringent self-defense laws that, say, a place like New York does. So what I really hope is that, number one, this Clipper individual gets the mental help that he needs, because I seriously think you're mentally disturbed if you do this in real life, so that he won't do this again and won't be a danger or a potential danger to himself and others. But more importantly, I hope people understand, because it's not just Eric and it's not just the indie scene. There are several stories of people either, again, taking their beef and having it spill over into the real world. I think a while back it was I think her name, she was some sort of Twitch streamer or whatever, SS Sniper Wolf or whatever. She literally rolled up to a critic's home and was like, I just want to talk. I'm like, why would you do that? Why in the world would you do that? Why would you put yourself and the other person and your own friends in potential danger? Because that person doesn't know what you're there for. You're arriving unexpected and there's a beef there. You don't know what they have behind their door. They don't know what you're rolling up with or who you're rolling up with. Don't do it. But there's been other instances over the years, swatting and whatnot, all because people take an internet beef entirely too seriously. If you don't like someone, mute and block them. If you don't like someone, stop paying attention to them. But when you start doing things that impact their real lives, whether it's cyber stalking, which has happened. In fact, I spoke out about it when it happened to Tristan, Nerdette's newsstand, a while back, and I got a lot of pushback for that, and I stand by what I said, because the individual she was dealing with at that time, in my opinion, was off his rocker. And other unhinged behavior that then impacts a person's real life and their real world. Okay? And that is where, in my opinion, you have to draw a line. Because it goes beyond just which team you're on. Team Frog, Team Eric, Team Clipper, Team this, whatever. When you start bringing it into the real world, putting your own safety and the safety of others at risk, all because of what? Twitter beef? Out of all the things to literally go to jail for, literally be put in a jail cell for at least one night for, Twitter beef? No, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's one of the many reasons why I don't really pay attention to internet blood sports anymore, but I felt a need to speak out about this. So I hope Eric and his family is safe. I hope the individuals that work at his businesses and the businesses surrounding those businesses are safe, because again, you never know with people. People are unhinged at times. People can certainly escalate their behavior. And I've seen too many true crime stories, quite frankly, where this type of behavior ends very badly. So I hope that Eric and his family and those in the surrounding area stay safe. And while I vehemently disagree with his actions, I do hope that this Clipper individual gets the help he needs, if only to protect himself from himself. Right? Because it cannot be a happy existence to be this obsessed with one individual that you would go far enough to literally get yourself arrested. It's just, it's too much and it's going too far. Okay? Chill out. It's just a comic book. It's just one man and his work. There are plenty of other things for you to be a fan of. There's plenty of fish in the sea. It's just grow up, let go, and move on. And get some help. It's basically it. Clipper, get some flipping help. But anyway, that's the video. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good day or night wherever you are. Bye.